Last year when Rio Americano came to Bella Vista and jumped out to a 25-6 lead, they looked to be on their way to a victory. No one knew or expected what was going to happen next. The Broncos roared back, tied the game at 51 in the second half before Rio did actually take control down the stretch and did pull out the 69-64 victory. It was one of the most exciting, entertaining, and crazy basketball games you'll ever want to experience. The question is, could we be in for more of that this evening? Both teams have similar records. Rio is 10-6, BV is 9-6. Both teams lost their league openers on Tuesday, and both teams really don't want to go 0-2 in league play. They definitely want that win on this floor tonight. BV also looking for redemption after being swept by Rio last year. So who gets the upper hand? Will it be Rio? Will it be Bella Vista? We're going to find out in the next 90 minutes right here on BV Live Sports. Hello, everybody. George Tharos and Quincy Douglas. Welcome to Bella Vista Basketball, our first boys game of the 2026 calendar year. It's been a while. It's been about a month since we've done one of these things.
Yeah, I miss it so much. I'm so glad to be back. You got the red, the black, the white. We're on the hardwood. I'm so happy we got a home game.
Rio Americano, again, that was quite a game last year.
Yes.
And from a fan standpoint, wouldn't it be great to have something like that again?
Oh, absolutely. I remember that game. Well, I didn't remember it until you piqued my interest. I remember Bella Vista tying it up at 51 apiece, and then Rio pulled away at the end. So it was a heartbreaker, but it was nice to see how Bella Vista can fight back in a game.
Obviously, the personnel last year changes a little bit. Some returning players. Cale Bird, nonetheless, for Bella Vista, and he is coming off an amazing game against Ponderosa on Tuesday night. 24 points and 14 rebounds. So throw in a block shot to kind of round that out. Ponderosa won the game, but Bella Vista, and in particular Cale Bird, he was in the zone.
Yeah, you could say that was his breakout game of the year, easily. He played so well.
Cade Rucker had a nice game, too, for Bella Vista at Ponderosa. 14 points, 8 rebounds as well. And that's one of the keys for Bella Vista is you want to make sure that you're getting more than one player that's getting the points. And so a couple of players in double figures, and they've got others that they can rely on as well. Trevor Iwamasa, of course, he's the one that runs the point. Jonah Wooden coming into his own. He missed the first couple of games because of the cross-country schedule, but we know what he can do.
Right.
He's been a 3-year player on the varsity roster. So, and then Mitchell Emery. Emery has just had himself a terrific year.
Yeah, he started out hot. He hasn't really cooled down, and you can't. You also have to take into account some of the role players. You're looking at Hoey and DeLucchi and Holman. These guys, they come in, they play hard, they play well. That's the kind of bench that Coach Cussler is looking for.
Head coach Stuart Cussler also speaking about his 2 sophomores this year and how impressed he is with the job they're doing. They're not trying to do too much,
right,
but they're finding a role on this team. Jesse Tomei, he can shoot those threes.
Oh yeah,
we know that. He had 19 points in one of the tournament games last month against the team from Australia. That was back on the 13th of December. So he's come up strong. Braden Haggerty, he's got double figures a few times. Started the season off right in the foundation game against Vacaville with 18 points. And he's actually taking on some point guard duties. Other than Iwamasa, the Broncos don't really have a true number 2 point guard, but Braden Haggerty's actually kind of stepped into that role to give Iwamasa a break.
Yeah, and he's going to, as his role continues to grow this season, he's got 2 more years, right, being a sophomore. So, Coach Cluster is going to look to slowly bring him up. And another thing that I really like about him, he's a very physical player and a lot of energy, and you need that. You need that, especially at the point guard. You can really dictate how the pace of the offense with how aggressive and how assertive you are.
Broncos will have 5 seniors graduate this year, so it's great to see. A couple of sophomores. That's the the long-term future
exactly.
of this program, as well as some of the key players that are going to come up from the JV squad. But then you've also, you are going to lose some key guys. But you mentioned Austin Hoey, will be back next year as well. So. They've got a good pipeline.
I think so. And then you look at what they have coming from junior varsity. They'll bring up some of those players next year. I couldn't repeat it better. They got a good pipeline coming in.
All right, we have a look right now on the screen of the Bella Vista Broncos as they are warming up. And I don't know if you noticed it or not, but we noticed. I noticed. And hopefully he'll step into the screen here in just a few minutes. There he is, Trevor Iwamasa. It is hard to miss with those highlighter yellow shoes.
Oh yeah. It's nice to see him back from that injury, and he's got some new kicks he probably got over Christmas.
I bet you he opened that up on Christmas Day, and he thought, oh, they're going to be talking about that on BB Live Sports.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's talk a little bit about Rio Americano. Ian Eng is their leading scorer at 18.2 points per game. We saw him in the game last year, had 10 points and a couple of rebounds in the game at Rio against Bella Vista last year, but we saw him also in that game here. But he's one of the key guys. Another one, number 3, Trey Howell Chase, a 6'4 junior, and I think this is a record for Bella Vista broadcasts, because in 2 consecutive nights, we're talking about a person with a hyphenated last name that plays both basketball and soccer.
I think that is a record.
Yeah, that is a record. Ponderosa's girls team had a player miss a game last night because she was playing soccer.
Wow.
And apparently Trey Howell Chase had the game-winning goal last Saturday against Jesuit.
Against Jesuit?
Yes,
wow,
against Jesuit. And they played Bella Vista on Monday. I'm actually going to take the time to try and look up that score. But yeah,
wow.
So he is a soccer player and a basketball player. Their next soccer game is tomorrow, so he's able to play tonight, and then he's going to play soccer tomorrow.
He's going to be tired.
He is going to be very, very tired. He's probably got his eye on next weekend, the holiday weekend coming up next weekend, to get home, maybe hopefully get himself a break. So Eng and Trey Howell Chase. Jared Mikucic is another one to watch out for. 6'5" senior, 7.5 points per game, and also 5.3 rebounds a game. He's one of their top rebounders on this team. And so, Cale Bird in particular, the top rebounder for Bella Vista, the two of them are going to be battling it out for those scores.
Absolutely. And, it's funny, we just watched the junior varsity game, very physical game. I remember this game from last year, also very physical. Rio Americano, the Raiders, they are an extremely physical team. I'm really looking forward to see how this version of the Broncos matches up.
Well, and it should be a physical game. I think both teams like to play that style. That's what Chris Jones, the head coach at Rio Americano, is expecting from Bella Vista. He knows they're going to be physical, and he knows that his team has to match that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as we look at Rio Americano, looks like they match up pretty well size-wise against Bella Vista. So this should be a good one.
Yeah, Bella Vista's really gonna. We're gonna look forward to seeing how they rebound the ball. That's gonna be the biggest thing. Rio has some tall guys on their bench. We're just gonna see how they win that. And I'm interested to see how the Broncos win the turnover battle. I really want to see them win the turnover battle tonight.
Well, you can hear the applauding as the Broncos make their way to the bench. Rio is wrapping up some of their last shots here, as they will huddle up right underneath the basket to our right. Just taking a look at. Let's see, today is. So Bella Vista did lose on the 5th to Rio Americano in soccer.
Okay.
So I'm going to double check and see if maybe we have any information on this one.
We're going to hand it over to Carson.
Let's listen to Carson Allen.
Bella Vista Broncos hosting the Rio Americano Raiders. We would like for you to please stand and remove all your hats and caps for our national anthem. And now to introduce your starting five for the Rio Americano Raiders. Number 0, Genesis Smith. Number 1, Ian Ang. Number 3, Trey Howell Chase. Number 5, Dylan Johnson. And finally, number 35, Jared Mikicic. The head coach of the Raiders is Chris Jones. Have a great game tonight, Broncos.
All right, one of these days Carson's going to come out of his shell.
You get me next Tuesday.
Okay.
I'll be down there.
All right. Well, you've already come out of your shell. So. Okay, so the Bella Vista crowd and the Rowdy Rooters are here tonight. they've got thunder sticks, and they believe that they will win.
I believe that as well.
So we're underway. Rio controls the tip, and that's Ian Eng that touches the ball first after the tip. The Broncos going with that man-to-man defense to get things started here. Lots of energy in the building tonight.
Oh, yes.
We've missed this, actually. Ian Eng from way downtown. Broncos control the rebound. Emery has the ball knocked away. That should stay with Bella Vista.
It looks like it will. Oh, the energy already. Emery fly into the basket.
And he will inbound the ball here. Cade Rucker, he loves that shot.
Yeah.
Bingo!
He is so consistent with that.
Broncos the early lead. Dylan Johnson will dump it to Eng in the low post. Eng double teamed off kind of a reverse shot there off the back of the wrist, if you will. Here's Rucker. Wooden thought about it. Here's Iwamasa. Hard to miss on the floor.
Yeah, you can't miss those.
High post it goes Bird. 24 points the other night. Iwamasa for three.
They're on fire.
Mercy.
Right out of the gate.
Broncos, 2 possessions. They've already got a touchdown on the board. Just need the extra point now. There's a runner taken by Trey Howell Chase. Does not go. Rucker in the corner. Rucker battling with Mikucic. His pass taken away. Here's Eng. Eng will float this one in and underneath. That's Trey Howell Chase. The first points of the game for Rio Americano. Nice launch there by Howell Chase.
Yeah, he threw it very well.
Good ball movement, too, by the Raiders. It's the Broncos and the Raiders tonight.
Yeah, AFC West.
Exactly. No Chiefs and Chargers. Sean Payton no,
the Raiders are without a coach now.
I feel for my guy Pete, so. Wooden, he'll launch a three. Saved by Rucker, right to Wooden. Here's Iwamasa, just inside the three-point line. Halfway down, that comes out. Wooden gets the rebound! That powers it back up and in.
And BB is playing with so much energy right now, and they are capitalizing on it.
Here's Eng, picked up by Wooden. Around to the right side, Johnson. Smith, we're going to get a foul called on Bella Vista. Looks like that's going to go against Jonah Wooden. That'll be the first on Wooden, first team foul on Bella Vista. Eng on Wooden. Eng backing in. Triple team. Here's Johnson. He'll launch a three. That's off the lip.
I think Bella Vista would take that all day if they can get one of their best players 3-on-1, force the rest of the team to shoot those threes.
Iwamasa running the point. Quick ball movement by Bella Vista. Rucker! Oh my gosh, he loves that shot.
Yes, he does.
From the corner. That's one of those heartbreakers. You think it's going to go down. A block by Cale Bird. And on the other end, Wooden takes that one to the rack. Does not go. Mikucic the rebound. Here come the Raiders. End-to-end action here. Johnson thought about the three in the corner. He's battling on Bird. On the baseline, pass is deflected. Howell Chase comes up with it, loses his balance. Maintains the dribble. Eng for three, right side. Iwamasa controls the rebound. Long pass goes into Cale Bird, had trouble handling it to the baseline. Turnaround jumper does not go. Here comes Rio. Eng trying to go coast to coast.
Wow.
Draws the foul and gets the deuce.
Yeah, he started all the way at the end of the court, brought it all the way up. Nice right-handed layup. Gets fouled on the way down.
Bird called for the foul. That's his first. Second team foul on Bella Vista.
Well, I mentioned at the beginning of the game it was going to be the Broncos that needed to try to keep pace with the Raiders for rebounds, and it's been the other way around. Broncos 8 rebounds already, as opposed to the Raiders 3.
Ian Eng is an 81% free throw shooter and shows exactly why right there. Broncos by 4. Check that, Broncos by 3. In the corner, it's Rucker. Here's Iwamasa. He's open for a 3. Cale Bird flies in for the rebound. Bird goes up. His shot is blocked. Genesis Smith may have gotten that one. Here's Mikucic. Sorry. Eng. Eng with a spin move. Jonah Wooden stays with him step for step on the defense. Howell Chase closed off by Emery, now picked up by Iwamasa. Pass out to Johnson, nearly taken away by Bella Vista. And an offensive foul with a push-off on Ian Eng.
You can't do that.
Are we going to hear the Rowdy Rooters say that?
There you go.
There they go.
What you wanted.
We're going to get ourselves a timeout. I mean, it's like you cued them.
I do what I can.
You know, after doing so many of these games, football, lacrosse, basketball.
Yep.
And there's a look at the Rowdy Rooters right there and the Thunder Sticks. Those things, you know, they're just inflatable pieces of plastic, but when you whack them together, they make a lot of noise, especially when you get everybody doing it.
I need those in my house if I want to get my kids' attention.
3.5 to go in the opening quarter. Lots of energy for the home league opener.
Yep.
First league game here as the Broncos taking on Rio Americano. A couple of schools that are in the same school district.
Yeah.
And we'll have another matchup here in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks from tomorrow. Del Campo's going to be here.
Ooh.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be great.
I have memories of when they were here 2 years ago that I'll talk about here.
You just love, you know, conference play. It's so exciting. So much energy is brought to each and every court.
You know, we were talking about Trey Howell Chase for Rio Americano. The game-winning goal against Jesuit on Saturday on the soccer team.
Yeah.
Apparently they've got a game tomorrow night, too.
Oh, jeez.
So here he's playing basketball. He played basketball earlier this week. Played against Bella Vista on Monday as well. Here's a pass. Inside it goes to Cale Bird.
That was beautiful.
A left-handed lay-in. Bird has 5.
Smart, high IQ basketball play there.
Dylan Johnson. Now here's Eng. Works off a screen from Johnson. Great Haggerty is in. His numerical counterpart, Genesis Smith, misses the shot. Back the other way. Here's Emery to the baseline. Mikucic with the block. Eng drives in. That's a little too far. The rebound and the putback by Trey Howell Chase. 10-7. Howell Chase with 4.
Yep. Broncos just got to settle in a little bit. Easier said than done. Tough zone defense. Another turnover by the Broncos.
And here's Eng driving in, gets the roll, winds up on the ground. Late whistle, but they're going to send him to the free throw line. This is his second old-fashioned three-point opportunity.
Yep.
This is on Iwamasa. Substitution coming in. Dylan Johnson will come out. Nate Leon will come in. Broncos are going to counter as well. Jonah Wooden will enter. Mitchell Emery will come out. Wooden going with the Bella Vista style shoes.
Yeah.
The red, black, and white.
He's got the ankle braces on as well.
Braden Haggerty and Cade Rucker both with kind of the light blue shaded shoes. Cale Bird as well. And then, of course, Trevor Iwamasa.
You can't miss those.
Eng again with another basket there, another free throw. Again, we talked about near 81% free throw shooter on the season.
Yeah.
So you send him to the line, he's going to make the
pay.
shots.
Yeah, he's going to make you pay.
And just like that, Rio Americano has tied the game. Double teaming at midcourt. Here's Rucker. Iwamasa underneath inside to Bird, double team. That one's a little too far. Hard. Iwamasa with the rebound. Rucker in the corner. Bird another rebound. Kicks it back out. Haggerty for three. Rucker a rebound. All kinds of offensive rebounds there. Mikucic with a block. That's at least 2 blocks tonight for Mikucic.
Love the offensive rebound there.
Howell Chase just lost that one. Here's Wooden. Wooden step around, move too hard, but flying in.
Oh, wow.
Rucker.
Wow.
Put that one up and in.
That was fantastic.
7. From the corner, left side, Mikucic launches and drills the 3.
That's going to be taking the lead by 1.
Takeaway there by Leon. Here's Eng. Eng pulls up, 19-footer on the way. In and out, tough luck shot. Back the other way. Come the Broncos. That one's deflected away. It will stay with Bella Vista.
What a quarter so far this is turning out to be. Very competitive.
Wooden. High post, it goes to Bird.
Oh.
I think Bird was pushed from behind.
He was pushed from behind there. I think a lot of people saw that.
But nobody who counts. There's Powell Chase for 3. Tries to live up to his name, Trey. Broncos in possession. Down 1. Rucker closed off. Haggerty, 11 seconds, 10. Rucker, he'll launch one from the corner. That's off the front lip. Wooden tries to get the inside position. Eng has it, 2 seconds, 1. Eng from the free throw line. He'll launch that one up. Does not go. First quarter in the books. And I got to catch my breath.
Yeah, what an exciting quarter. Looks like Rio leads at 13-12.
Broncos had a 10-5 lead at one point, and then Rio goes on an 8-2 run to finish out the first quarter and take a 1-point lead, led by the 6 points of Ian Eng. Trey Howell Chase had 4, and Mikucic had that 3-pointer just a few moments ago. I've got Rucker for 7.
Yep.
2 for Wooden and 3 for Iwamasa.
Yeah. I mean, 2 quick threes right out of the gate. You know, they took that 6-0 lead, but it's been a lot more of Rio since then.
Well, if you're Bella Vista, obviously you got the you had that energy going, you got the crowd into it, and they're still into it, and it's only a 1-point game, so certainly anybody's ball game at this point, you got to make sure that you don't get too amped up.
Exactly.
But at the same time, feed off the energy of the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to make a point on that. You know, Bella Vista, I think a lot of that energy did kind of get to them. They had 7 turnovers in that first quarter compared to only 1 by Rio. So they got to protect the ball a lot better to come here in the rest of the game.
Glad you could join us here on BV Live Sports. Feel free to drop a comment in as we bring you this game, and we of course want to welcome any and all Rio Americano fans that might be watching us as well tonight. Bella Vista, their next boys game, big one, Tuesday night against Inderkum. We'll talk more about that as the evening progresses. Right now the focus is on Rio Americano. Here's Iwamasa into Cade Rucker in the corner. You knew that was going to go down at some point.
Yep, and they're starting. That's a good way to start. Keep moving the ball around, until you get the open guy and hope that he can hit it. And he hit it.
Rucker, by the way, loves that shot.
Yes, he does. Great defense by Rucker, too.
Mikucic, the fadeaway. He's got 5. All tied at 15. Jesse Tomei in for his first action tonight. In the corner, it's Rucker. That was a little too tall for Bird. Anthony Taylor got a pretty good shoe game himself.
Yes, he does.
And that's Luke Rowley is in for his first action tonight as well. He's the one that got the pass and put that one up and in for his first 2 points of the game. Tomei right side. Low post, it goes to Bird. He's immediately double teamed.
Got able to get
Bird
out of it.
Steps out of it, looking for the help. Now he'll turn around.
Oh!
And the turnaround jumper is good.
Wow.
First points of the game for Cale Bird.
High level shot there. That was nice. If he could do that more, well, he would be unstoppable.
They had 24 points against Ponderosa on Tuesday night and 14 rebounds. Eng works off the screen from Mikucic, and they're going to call a palming of the ball. An illegal dribble. Here they go. We love the Rowdy Rooters.
Oh, yeah, they bring so much energy to the games.
Here's Emery back into the game. Works off a screen from Bird. Haggerty over to Wooden. Inside it goes to Bird. Bird pushed from behind.
Yep.
Draws the foul. That'll be the first foul on Rio Americano this quarter.
First time the Broncos are... Oh, I thought he was going to go to the line. No.
Tomei. Now Wooden. Wooden works off the screen from Tomei. Haggerty's open for 3. Dylan Johnson back into the game. Snags the rebound. Johnson, he'll drive all the way in. High arcing shot. Broncos back the other way. Inside to a cutting Mitchell Emery.
Oh, and then partially
And
blocked,
then
but he got
Bird
the
gets
rebound.
the rebound. Loose ball. Bird comes up with it again. Bird looking for the help. Here's Tomei. Left-handed three-pointer. Does not go. Ben Avey into the game. He comes up with the rebound. Rowley is closed off. Three-point shot. Left side.
Nice shot.
That's Rowley. I'm sorry, that's Leon. 3-point lead for Rio. I think that's their biggest lead of the game. Here's Emery. Nice defense there by Nate Leon.
Yeah, great defense. Timed it perfectly. Was able to block it from behind.
This is Rowley. He drives in. Can't get the roll. Jonah Wooden with the rebound. Finds Tomei. Tomei with the green and the blue shoes. With various other colors involved.
Wooden taking a second there. He says, guys, calm down. You can see his lips there. Reading his lips. Trying to settle down his team.
Johnson outside. He'll work off the screen from Avey. Now whistle before Avey takes the shot. This is on the floor. Jesse Tomei called for the personal. That's the first foul tonight in the second quarter against Bella Vista.
Yep.
Some trouble getting the ball in on that last one. Now they get it in. 3-point shot left side. That was Ing that took that one.
Just short.
Long rebound. In Coleman is into the game for his first action tonight. He gets the board. Austin Hoey is also in, number 4 for Bella Vista. So Bird and Rucker both getting a breather right now.
Well deserved.
Iwamasa, Hoey with the screen. Iwamasa closed off at the free throw line. Jumper does not go. And Coleman is pushed from behind.
Foul from behind. That's
one may have been on AV. He's coming out of the game. Iwamasa to inbound. Here's Tomei. Wooden. And a timeout called by Coach Cussler. This is going to be a full timeout. And you were talking about how Wooden was kind of trying to get everybody to calm down a little bit. I think Coach Cussler may have that same feeling.
just a little. You know, they're right in this one. They're only down by 3, and you kind of see him walk up towards the top of the three-point line, and you know, you can hear him saying, "Hey guys, calm down." And I think he realizes that, you know, shots aren't falling. They're just trying to find the open guy, and you got to give credit to Rio. Rio is playing a very, very tough zone defense right now, and they're trapping, you know, the center down low underneath the basket. 3 guys coming at him. He's got to make the right decision to an open guy. So it's a very physical game as well.
All right, so it's only a 3-point ball game, so still, as we said earlier, anybody's game.
Yeah, absolutely.
You hope it stays that way.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it will. You know, you look at some of the numbers right now. Bella Vista doing a great job. They're out rebounding the Raiders 20-13. They've calmed down on the turnovers. They have 8. They've only had 1 turnover this second quarter, compared to 3 for the Raiders. So just got to get it under control.
Iwamasa quickly double teamed. Here's Hoey. Back to Iwamasa. He'll launch one from about 10.
That's smart, right out of the timeout.
Iwamasa with 5. Broncos back within 1. Nice use of the glass there by Anthony Taylor. That's his first points of the game.
Yeah, Taylor, that was a smart play. He caught it overhead and was able to kind of use his back to move Tomei out of the way, and then had an easy shot from there.
Back to a 3-point lead for Rio. Here's Iwamasa. He'll take that one from the free throw line. Iwamasa with the hot hand tonight.
Yeah, he's getting right up to that free throw line and just having his way.
And Hoey steps in front of that, knocks that one down. Taylor winds up on the floor. Bella Vista fans not happy here with that foul call.
It seems like at first that was going to go against the Raiders, but it actually ended up going for them.
So that's the second team foul on Bella Vista. Rio to inbound. Trey Howell chase back in.
Nice bucket there, using his long frame to get above everybody and kiss it off the glass.
So we've kind of been going back and forth between the 3-point Rio lead and the 1-point Rio lead. Broncos looking to break that cycle.
Rucker back in his favorite spot.
Here's Wooden. Hoey, Wooden once again. Iwamasa thought about the 3 for just a second. Now Wooden, an NBA three! Mercy!
What patience by the Broncos offense.
Speaking of breaking the cycle, it's a tie ball game. Here's Smith. Smith closed off. He'll go to the free throw line.
Got the Look at his shoes there. Black Nikes. Looks like they got the sequence on the side there. Reminds me of Michael Jackson shoes.
Genesis Smith, by the way, an 83% free throw shooter. The fact that he's missed one means that he probably won't miss another one tonight.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
That's his first point of the game. So Rio back in front by 1. Cale Bird wide open underneath, waits for the defender to go by, and then just patient.
That makes the whole crowd happy.
Puts that one up and in.
Yes.
Broncos back in front. 3-pointer left side. Uwamasa the rebound. That was Taylor that took the 3-pointer. Uwamasa hippity hops the dribble. Ahoy comes up with it. Here's Bird to the baseline. Bird muscles his way in, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Nice. First trip to the line for the Broncos tonight.
Genesis Smith will be called for the foul. Or check that, I'm sorry. Dylan Johnson. Shooting 2. Cale Bird's about a 65% free throw shooter.
There you go.
Bird is now up to 5 points tonight. Under a minute to go before halftime. Hang for 3. Emery the rebound. Uwamasa. High post, it goes to Bird, into Hoey. That was a little too hard. Put a little too much on that one.
Yep. Looks like Raiders are going to hold for the last shot.
10 seconds to go. This is Dylan Johnson. Mikucic with the rebound, or the screen. Now he gets the ball, steps in front, 3-point shot does not go. Uwamasa's going to launch one.
Ooh, that was close.
We had one like that last night, too. And we are at halftime, and it is still anybody's ball game.
It really is.
The Broncos trailed by 1 at the end of the first quarter. They wind up now with a 2-point lead here at the end of the second quarter as they outscore Rio Americano 15-12 in that second quarter. So this is a close one and a lot of fun tonight. Cade Rucker is leading the way for Bella Vista. He's got 10. Wooden has 5. Cale Bird has 5. Trevor Uwamasa has 7.
Wow, yeah, he's playing so well tonight.
Just 4 players dotting the scorebook tonight for Bella Vista. Bit of a different story for Rio Americano, as they are led by the 6 points of Ian Eng. He was scoreless in the second quarter, though. 6 points also for Trey Howell Chase. Jared Mikucic with 5. Nate Leon had a 3-pointer for his 3 points. Luke Rowley with 2. Anthony Taylor has 2, and Genesis Smith 1. So more balanced scoring on the part of Rio Americano, but it really, what matters is how many is up on the scoreboard. And right now,
exactly.
Bella Vista has 2 more points than Rio.
Yeah, they really came on strong that second half, like you said. In the second quarter. You had made a mention that we were kind of, going back and forth between Rio leading by 1 and Rio leading by 3, and then Bella Vista they put a little run together towards the end to take the lead.
Cade Rucker is feeling it, and so is Trevor Uwamasa.
Yes, it's the shoes. It's the shoes.
For Uwamasa in particular, yeah, he hit that 3-pointer right off the bat.
Yep.
Couple of 2s there as well. And Cale Bird had that sweet looking turnaround at one point that that went in and kind of got him going a little bit. But he is doing so much away from the ball right now.
Tons of rebounds.
Things happen.
Yes, tons of rebounds. You know, there's been 2 sequences where the Broncos have had the ball, and it's just offensive rebound after offense. I mean, it's been at least 3 offensive rebounds. So they're doing a good job on the glass. They're winning that battle by 10, 23-13. So they make sure my numbers are right. Yeah, 23-13. So just keeping that, if they can keep that energy going in the second half, they can pull a win here.
Well, it should be a really entertaining second half because I don't expect anything to change. You know,
Exactly.
Obviously there's a break, and you know there's a lot of energy here, a lot of momentum really for both teams.
Yeah,
here.
absolutely.
You know, Rio's feeding off some of the energy too, even though it's definitely a majority Bella Vista crowd tonight, but they're not fazed by it.
No, not at all.
Playing really well, and so I really expect that come second half here, it's going to be more of the same.
Yeah, and it's nice to, Bella Vista is proving that they play really hard, really well in this building. You know, they've had a lot of success, especially already this year. So it's nice that in these conference games, when the road team comes in, this is not going to be an easy victory. You know, Bella Vista is going to fight, and they're going to fight hard.
Both teams are looking for their first league win of the year. They both lost the other night. Rio Americano 73-68 to Wood Creek. Wood Creek's a pretty good team.
Oh yeah, they're real good.
And Rio Americano loses that one by just 5 points. Bella Vista, on the other hand, they had a bit more of a struggle against Ponderosa on Tuesday. But again, both teams, they're looking for that first league win tonight. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Taking a look at what is to come for both of these teams, if my phone will cooperate. It's funny how that works.
Well, while you're looking at that, I'm going to go over a couple stats.
Okay, go for it.
Like we talked about the halftime score. Bella Vista leads at 27-25. Bella Vista is losing the turnover battle. They've turned the ball over 8 times compared to 3 times for the Raiders. However, I will say they turned the ball over 7 times in the fourth quarter, only 1 time in the second quarter, so that's nice. Rebounds, Bella Vista, like we talked about before, 23-13. They're winning that battle. And then free throws overall, Americano 3 for 4 from the line, and the Broncos 1 for 2, which kind of tells me it's been a pretty clean game so far, even though it's been very physical. Either that or the refs just aren't calling a lot of stuff.
Want to give you some schedule updates as we talked about. The Bella Vista girls, they have a game at Rio Americano tomorrow night.
Yep.
So if you want to go out to Rio and catch them on the road, go ahead and check that out. And then next week is a busy one.
Yes.
It's a busy one for the girls program. They're going to be playing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. And the Wednesday and Friday games are home games, so we're going to have both of those here on BV Live Sports. Our next broadcast, though, is going to be Tuesday night, and that's the boys' game against Inderkum.
Oh, man.
In fact, next week, the Bella Vista boys on Tuesday and Thursday are going up against the top 2 teams in the Capital Valley Conference.
Yeah.
Inderkum and Christian Brothers. Christian Brothers actually beat Inderkum in the league opener.
Wow.
So,
that tells you how good both those teams are.
Indeed it does. And so that's what's going on for the boys. So they will be at home against Inderkum. We'll have that one for you Tuesday night, starting at 7:20. And then they will be on the road to Christian Brothers on Thursday night of next week. For the girls, we mentioned that they have a game on, they have a game on Friday, and then they turn around and they play on Monday.
Yeah,
so
they have a busy schedule.
That's not easy.
No, not at all.
And it does get crazy during the league schedule. I remember the first year we did the games, it was Coach Gonzalez's last year as the boys' head coach, and at the start of the season, I still remember this. He said, once league play starts, it's going to be over like that.
Yeah, it's go, go, go. I was talking to my son who plays for junior varsity, and I said, you got 11 games to go. And he just kind of looked at me. He goes, it's going to go by so fast.
So here's the schedule for the BV girls.
Yes.
Tomorrow night at Rio Americano. Then they get the weekend. Monday at Inderkum.
Ooh.
And then Wednesday here against Christian Brothers. We'll have that for you here on BV Live Sports. And then Friday against Wood Creek. And the Christian Brothers and Wood Creek girls teams are also pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
So, and then they will turn around. They'll get a 5-day break before heading to Vista del Lago.
Yeah.
So busy times.
Yes.
Busy times. And then the following week, this is going to be kind of fun. As we take a look at the boys' schedule in particular, because we're going to have 2 boys' games on actually back-to-back nights.
Oh, wow, okay.
And this is the week right after the Martin Luther King holiday. So they will be playing against Vista del Lago on the 22nd.
Okay.
Which will be, they'll be playing Wood Creek on the 20th, first of all, Tuesday the 20th. Then Thursday the 22nd, Vista del Lago is going to be here. And then on the 23rd, Del Campo.
Yes.
We talked about this a little bit last night when we were promoting all the action, but 2 years ago, Del Campo came here. And it was a game, I believe Bella Vista won the game, but the Del Campo's cheerleaders were here.
Uh-huh.
And not only was there a battle between the basketball players on the court, there was a little cheerleading side competition.
Oh.
And we noticed this during the break. And I think it may have started with one of the Del Campo cheerleaders. She cartwheeled from one end of the court to the other.
Oh, wow.
So what do you think happened on the next time out?
We gotta do the same thing.
Bella Vista did the exact same thing. And then there was more.
Well, hey, maybe that will, maybe we'll get to see that again this upcoming game. That'll be nice.
I hope so. See, it's things like that that really make high school sports special.
I agree.
That and the fact that we don't have a transfer portal.
Which is, it's really affecting college sports like a lot. I actually don't know who won the game tonight.
Well, you know what?
It was
it may not. Well,
semifinals, right? Miami and Ole Miss.
Miami and Ole Miss. You know what? Why don't we find it?
Why don't we can give you the live score, so hopefully it's not a spoiler.
So turn your volume down if you're recording the game to watch it later. For just a second, we won't flash the score on the screen, but we will tell you that there's 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Miami leads 31-27.
Oh, wow.
So what I don't know is whether Ole Miss has the ball.
Yeah.
So they could be lining up for a field goal or something. So we'll check that out.
If Ole Miss goes to the national championship, and this was all over Sporting News today, if Ole Miss goes to the national championship, how do you think Lane Kiffin feels?
Lane Kiffin feels great because LSU is paying him for every Ole Miss win.
Yes, but he
negotiated that into his contract.
But he didn't think that he could win it all or even get close to it with Ole Miss. It's interesting.
And now here they might be going, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, nonetheless, we'll keep you updated on that score as well. We're about ready to start the second half here.
Third quarter. And the ball is pointing towards Rio. So Rio, the possession arrow that is. And so Rio will now be going right to left across your television screen or computer or phone or whatever as Ian Eng gets a deuce to start the third quarter. Iwamasa called for the foul.
Yeah.
We are tied at 27, just 9 seconds in. It is a final. Miami defeats Ole Miss, 21-27.
It's been a long time since Miami has been to a national championship.
1 point lead for Rio. And the other semifinals tomorrow night.
Yes, it is.
Wooden. Hale Bird. Bird will turn around with the left hand.
Nice job.
Bird is up to 7.
He kind of, they thought he was going to pass it out, and he freezes them, and then he goes up for the layup, jumping over everyone. That was nice.
Mikucic. Now Genesis Smith. Nifty ball handling there, but some interference run by Jonah Wooden disrupted him. Ray Howell chase. Smith once again. He'll put the ball to the floor, finds an opening, sent crashing to the floor.
Yeah. Wooden wasn't going to let him just lay it in.
Foul on Cale Bird. Second team foul on Bella Vista this quarter.
Well, you said he wasn't going to miss again tonight. He hasn't yet, so.
When you're an 83% free throw shooter,
you just don't
and you
miss
one, you're going to probably just wind up making the rest of them.
And it's interesting because he doesn't take a long time getting set for the free throw. He throws it up pretty quick.
1 point lead for Rio. Iwamasa tried to get it into Bird, led him a little too far. Rio with an opportunity to build their lead a little bit.
Yep.
I don't think they led by more than 3 in that first half.
No.
Broncos' biggest lead was 6.
Yep. And he had that twice, 6-0 run, and then followed that up with a 10-2.
There's Eng. Lost it, gets it back. Get a help ball. That'll favor Bella Vista.
Yeah.
Mitchell Emery doing the dirty work.
Yeah, they're not.
You know, often it's what you do away from the ball that wins the game.
Exactly. I agree.
Because it sets you up for the opportunity. Iwamasa's fouled at midcourt by Dylan Johnson. That's the first team foul on Rio Americano. Iwamasa in backcourt.
Nice screen.
Bird with the screen. Iwamasa to the baseline. Closed off there. Back outside. Rucker! Boy, every time he takes that shot, you think it's going to go.
Yeah,
in.
I know.
Here's Eng flying in. Rejected by Emery. Eng winds up on the ground, and he looks like he may have hit his head just to the left of the padding here.
Yeah, they need to.
So on the hard wall, that foul's on Emery. You can see Eng putting his hand on the back of his head.
Yeah, when you slide on that hardwood like that, it's so slick on your uniform. You cover more distance than you think.
None the worse for wear. Ian Eng is an 81% free throw shooter. Eng is up to 11 points now. He's going to come out of the game and get a break.
Yeah, rest that head a little bit. That might be good for Bella Vista.
2-point lead for Rio. Iwamasa to the baseline. His shot is blocked. Nate Leon is the one that knocked that one out of play. Iwamasa to inbound. Emery from the baseline forces up the shot and draws the foul.
Yeah, nice.
I believe this is his first trip to the line tonight.
It is.
Maria's a 68% free throw shooter. Hasn't scored yet.
No.
He's had so many games in double figures this season. He's 0 for 2 from the line there.
Good defense by Iwamasa.
Dylan Johnson. Mikucic comes outside. Now Howell Chase. Rio moves the ball very well around the perimeter.
They're looking for that opening.
You got 35 seconds on the shot clock to work with. It's down to 10. Very patient. Double dribble.
Turnover, yeah.
Ian Eng wasn't on the bench very long.
Back out he comes.
He's not grabbing the back of his head anymore, so I guess that's gone away.
Well, I got to say, I'm very impressed with how the Raiders they do a good job protecting the ball.
Looking inside to Cale Bird, and Trey Howell Chase steps in front. Comes up with the interception. Here's Leon. Leon spin move, bring it back outside. Eng gets by Iwamasa down to the baseline. It goes to Howell Chase, and
Gets it to
he
drop.
gets the friendly roll.
That's the biggest lead of the game for Rio.
5-point lead. Broncos turn it over again. They can't afford to be doing this right now.
No. I wouldn't be surprised
Right
if
side,
Kessler
Dylan
took
Johnson. Boom.
Would not be surprised if Kessler took a timeout.
First points of the game for Dylan Johnson. And now he wants the team to work their way out of it. Broncos have used 2 timeouts already. Here's Iwamasa for 3.
Now he
That's
calls
what
the timeout.
doctor ordered. Now he'll call the timeout.
Right back in it.
Cuts the lead down to 5. Broncos needed that big time.
Yeah, they did.
Now they need a stop at the other end.
Yes.
So a couple of turnovers led on successive possessions led to Bella Vista seeing that lead for Rio Americano get bigger.
Right. Yeah, and and it's just now's the timeout. You let Bella Vista take that big shot. Iwamasa hits it. Now you kind of let that sit for a full timeout before you come back on the court and build on it.
Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/BV Live Sports, or scan that QR code right there on your screen. I was talking about this last night. I tested it a couple of nights ago just to make sure it was still working, and it does.
And it works good.
So go ahead and scan that QR code and give us a like on Facebook. Mikucic with the screen. Leon on Rucker. Leon at the free throw line leans into Rucker and puts up the jumper. It doesn't go. Offensive rebound by Mikucic. He'll take a shot. That does not go. Rucker the rebound. Here come the Broncos. Iwamasa. Broncos looking to cut that lead. Coach Kessler wearing the Bella Vista style shoes tonight too.
He's got the red and black. It's like a foul on Rio.
And that's on Leon. That is his first third-team foul. Jonah Wooden. Wooden inside to Cale Bird. Bird steps in, cannot get the roll. Tipping, almost like volleyball. Into the corner.
He wanted it.
Like did he step? Oh, I think a foul.
Foul on the Broncos.
That's going to be on Jesse Tomei. I think he said 2. No, Tomei's not. Oh, yeah, he is.
Number 2,
okay.
yeah. Easy
Inbound,
basket.
and a near dunk there by Mikucic. Nonetheless, it's still 2 points. Back to a 7-point lead now for Rio. Rio's doing a really good job converting at the other end.
Yes, and they're doing a really good job. Defensively, they have this 3-2 zone going right now.
Wooden misses the 3, taps the rebound, but it's controlled by Yang.
It's paying dividends here in the third quarter.
Crowd calling for defense. Here's a jumper from the left side, Anthony Taylor. Another 3-pointer. And Rio's finding their range from beyond the arc, and that's hurting Bella Vista too. 10-point lead now. Tomei looking to answer. Howell Chase with the rebound. Taylor will take another one.
Yeah, they're shooting with confidence right now. He was way outside the line.
launch that one from Antelope.
Iwamasa.
And he's going to launch a three-pointer. Broncos don't necessarily need to be looking for threes right now.
No.
But if you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
And Iwamasa has a couple of them tonight.
And if you're open, take it.
Ing's going to take a three himself. Iwamasa the rebound. Broncos have a chance to cut the lead. Rucker, Wooden. Bird on the outside. Wooden
once again, yeah.
Pass,
See, you see he's doing it
he
again.
Didn't.
Trying to calm down the Broncos, set it up.
Off the screen from Rucker. Now Rucker's going to look to drive in on the double.
There you go.
Beautiful glass, Rucker.
That worked both times. I got to give that credit right there to Wooden. You know, last time he calmed the offensive down, set it up, they scored. This time does it again, they scored.
12 points for Rucker.
That's good leadership.
Fade away from Leon. Howell Chase with the inside position. He's got 10. Wooden off the screen from Bird. Wooden, 19-footer. These are not bad shots that Bella Vista's taking.
Right, they're just not falling. And
here's Ing. He finds an opening, drives down. He's on the ground once again. This time it collided with the padding.
yeah, that's always better.
He draws the foul. It's the 15th foul on Bella Vista, so that's going to be free throws. 2 free throws for a beaten up Ian Ing.
Yeah, he's gotten tossed around quite a bit tonight, but you know, how many points does he have?
11.
Yeah, 11.
And 4, 5, 6 at the free throw line. So 6 of his 12 are at the free throw line.
Yep.
Mikucic comes out of the game. Avey back in. Like it. Ing misses a free throw. That's a rare occurrence right there. Coleman gets the rebound for Bella Vista. Here's Iwamasa. Broncos down 11. Trevor Hansen in for his action. Runner from Iwamasa.
Doesn't go.
As we come to the end of the third quarter. Bella Vista just 7 points in that third quarter. 34 for a total 20 points for Rio Americano as they have separated themselves out a little bit now. So a 20-7 third quarter advantage for Rio Americano gives them the 11-point lead heading into the final quarter here at Bella Vista High School. Taking a look at some of the numbers that we have for the game so far.
You know, looking at the turnover battle, Rio winning that battle, they only have 5 turnovers. They play a really clean game. They don't turn the ball over very often. Bella Vista with 11. Rebounds, Rio 10 rebounds to 4 for Bella Vista in that third quarter. Bella Vista leads that total 27-23. And then free throws, boy, I tell you, the Raiders are really good at the free throw line. 9 for 11. The Broncos are 1 for 4.
The Broncos just not getting to the line very much, which means they're not driving to the basket
Correct.
as much as we would like to see them do. 12 points for Ian Ing to lead the way, 10 for Trey Howell Chase, 7 for Jared Mikucic. As we get the third quarter underway for Bella Vista, Caden Rucker has 12 and Iwamasa has 10. Only 4 Broncos have scored in this game. They're down 11. Here's Leon. Rucker the rebound. Broncos looking to cut the lead right now. First possession of the fourth quarter. Here's Iwamasa. Wooden thought about passing to the corner. Now Rucker comes up with it. He launches a three!
Fantastic. Wow.
15 points for Cade Rucker, and he definitely has the hot hand from downtown. They may have to start looking to him. The lead is 7. Here's Johnson, closed off, forced outside the line, double team, trapping defense by Bella Vista, trying to force the turnover, and did they?
No, he called a timeout before
he called the timeout. Wow.
Boy, they had him pinned down. Smart. That was a smart play by the coach.
That is a high basketball IQ right there.
Yes.
So you call the timeout to maintain the possession, and that's the first timeout that Rio's used tonight. So,
yeah.
So they still have another 4 to go. So that doesn't really hurt them too much.
No, not at all. They've been very wise about their timeouts. You know, one thing I will say about their coaching staff, they let their players play through. You know, they if they get down or if, you know, the other team gets hot, they let them play through. And when they get hot, they let them continue.
Still anybody's ball game here. 8-point lead for Rio Americano. 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Broncos need a big fourth quarter.
Johnson out at the top of the key. Now Howell Chase. Johnson picked up by Wooden. Howell Chase is going to look to drive to the baseline. Floats up the runner. Does not go. Wooden with the rebound. Massa and Wooden. Wooden setting up in the low post. Inside Wooden, low block. Ullman comes up with the loose ball. He finds Wooden. Wooden to the basket.
Oh, wow. Well done. Such patience during that sequence for the Broncos.
Give the assist to Liam Bowman. Broncos. 2-3 zone. Within 6. Three-pointer from Ing. Three-pointers were falling in the third quarter. So far, not in the fourth. Rucker the other way. You expect those to go in every time he takes the shot. 6-point game.
I don't know if the bleachers would stand or be able to hold us if he hit that shot.
Rowdy Rooters are all standing and cheering and yelling. Open, long, three-point shot from Leon.
He's got his second one. He's taken from way out there.
That's his second trifecta of the game, too. Back to a 9-point game. Broncos have to answer. Rucker has the ball deflected away. He comes up with it. There's Holman. Wooden, he'll take a three. Holman the rebound. Puts it back. It does not go. Rucker got a hand on that, but Howell Chase with the rebound. Here's Eng. He floats his way out around the Bella Vista zone defense. Now inside it goes. Taylor, his fade away. Rucker the rebound. Broncos are going to call a timeout.
Wow.
They will have one left. And I think Coach Kessler wants to get some players into the game.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Cale Bird was getting ready to come back in. So that is good. The penultimate timeout for the Bella Vista Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that means they will have one more. We're 5 minutes exactly to go.
Yeah, they 5 minutes on the clock, down by 9. That's, you know, a couple three-pointers and a couple stops, and you're right back in this one if you're the Broncos.
Look at the Bronco bench right there on the sideline. Coach Kessler is devising a plan.
Yep. I would think that he's kind of telling him, he's like, 9 points is not a lot. You know, especially in basketball, it's a blink of an eye. Stay the course. They're playing good defense, especially starting off this fourth quarter. I'm sure he's probably trying to draw up a play that works best for them. He's bringing Bird back in, so probably look for some good low post from Bird and then possibly kicking out. Rucker's been the hot hand in the corner.
All right, so Broncos in possession. Wooden, Iwamasa is on the floor. Holman is still there. Cale Bird is back in. Rucker is there. Holman has played some really aggressive minutes.
Yeah.
So he's getting rewarded by continuing to play here. Tried to get it into Cale Bird, goes right to Howell Chase. Rio by 9. Dylan Johnson, he's open for a 3. That's up and over, and we'll go back to Bella Vista.
That saves the possibility of a offensive rebound.
Iwamasa on Johnson. Iwamasa all the way to the baseline. Works his way around the baseline, and the pass is too tall for Rucker. The Broncos will turn that one over. Right idea. Rucker was open.
Yeah, he was just a little bit. It's hard, throwing that pass off 1 foot. Emery's going to replace Iwamasa.
Into the corner, there's Ian Eng for 3. He's up to 15 points tonight.
Yeah, he's been playing very well tonight.
Lead is now 12. And that's really been the story of the game here in the second half.
Yep.
All those 3-point shots. Cale Bird called for a travel, and so another Bella Vista turnover. That's the other story.
Yeah, 3 in a row. They were doing really well there in the third quarter, but since then they've got a total of 14 for the night.
Like a timeout is called. This one being called by Rio, it looks like. It doesn't get any easier for Bella Vista. The boys' next game will be Tuesday night right here. They'll be taking on Inderkum.
Yep. No, it's going to get, I would say it's going to get a lot harder.
Inderkum is never easy. We understand they have a new coach this year.
Yep.
But they're still Inderkum.
Exactly.
They may have lost to Christian Brothers, but we know that that is not going to be an easy task. Think about Coach Cussler's philosophy, though. It's just like, I know who's in this league.
Exactly.
And we're not afraid of anybody.
Nor should they be. They're 9-6 on the season. They're looking better this year than they did last year. He should be very proud of this team and what they're accomplishing so far.
Johnson, Mikucic in the corner. Rio perfectly happy to take their time, but Eng finds an opening. That shot's too hard. He winds up on the ground again. No foul called this time. Mitchell Emery. Emery will drive in and draw a foul.
Looks like he was hit pretty hard across the nose there.
Emery with a long stint on the bench, too.
Yeah.
He's 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Generally a 68% free throw shooter. Free throw shooter, of course he's going to make the next two.
You play the numbers, right?
It's that pesky law of averages.
Exactly.
Thing. Leon in the corner. Coleman has him. Leon on the baseline. Rio bring it back around the perimeter. Eng once again. Eng drives in.
He is the motor to this offense, that is for sure.
He is really impressive. 6-foot point guard, senior. I am sure there are a lot of programs around here that would love to have him.
I agree.
Good save there. Coleman, he'll try to muscle up a shot, and he draws a foul. Liam Holman, who averages about 3 points per game.
Let's see if we can get him 2 more here tonight.
Broncos hope to cut the lead to 10 here with 2:47 to go.
Beautiful shot.
Unfriendly roll, but you're right. He has very good form at the free throw line.
He does.
Holman, by the way, is a 50% free throw shooter this year.
All your numbers are working out tonight.
Here's Mikucic. Wide open in the corner is Leon.
He does not miss. Wow.
You leave him open like that, he's got 9 points, all on 3-point shots.
Yeah. I mean, so far he's been a lock tonight in that spot.
Rucker. And a foul called on Rio Americano. That's on Mikucic.
Lamasa coming back in.
Needed to get just a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Holman comes out after a really good stint for him.
Yeah, he's a hard player. He reminds me of O'Neal from last year, the senior.
Emery's shot does not go. Howell chase the rebound. Under 2 minutes to go. 14-point lead for Rio. Leon, splits the double
right.
team.
He took the right hand. He was dribbling in with his left hand, switches to his right on the way up. That was a pretty play.
Broncos turn it over at the other end. That's the first 2-pointer of the game for Leon. He's got 3 3-pointers and 11 points total. Bounce pass, Leon's wide open underneath the basket.
Wow.
And that brings it now to an 18-point lead. Cale Bird, they've done a really good job on him defensively.
Yeah, they
tonight.
have. They have. Oh, good block, Emery.
I'll tell you what, the Broncos are not giving up, though.
No, they shouldn't.
Incredible play by Mitchell Emery right there. Wholesale substitutions for Rio, as they're pretty much saying, hey, guess what, guys, we've got this one in the bag.
Yeah, just over. I think it's 61 seconds left.
Rolling, trying to save some time. Iwamasa now picks it up.
It's a play out of
back in. Wooden. Mitchell Emery will launch a 3.
in and out. Who wants it?
Iwamasa to Rucker. Wooden gets a hand on it. The rebound to Noah Himovitz-Reese in for his first action tonight, number 10. Ben Avey will inbound the ball. 35 seconds to go. This is Himovitz-Reese. Now Colin Brogan. Avey, Brogan once again. Avey will drive in. He'll kick it over to the right side. Brogan's shot does not go. Broncos with the rebound. Here's Rucker. Rucker's going to spot up, looking for the exclamation point on a really, really good night. This is Barik Momedi. Has the ball knocked away. Broncos get a steal at the end.
Yep.
But unfortunately, not enough. As they go down to defeat 60-42.
And the Rowdy Rooters are not happy about it.
Broncos just 8 points in that fourth quarter, 7 in the third quarter, following double-digit outputs in the first and second quarter.
Yeah.
So that's part of what went wrong here. The second half, the scoring kind of failed the Broncos.
Yes.
But it didn't fail Rio Americano. They got really hot from three-point land in the second half and just ran away with this one.
Yeah, they did. They put together a really good second half. They held the Broncos to 15 points, less than 10 points per quarter here in this second half, third and fourth quarter,
That's
respectively.
Right. The Broncos scored 15 points in the second quarter and then 15 points in the entire second half.
Yeah. So whatever the Raiders did defensively in the locker room, whatever adjustments were made, definitely showed. Some of the other numbers, you saw the score. Turnover battle was won by the Raiders. They only had 7 turnovers while the Broncos had 15. Rebounds were won by the Broncos, although they were out-rebounded in the second half. They win the rebound battle 35-29. And then this is really impressive, 9 for 11 for the line. From the line for the Raiders, the Broncos were 50% at 4 for 8. So overall, a lot of toughness on both sides, but it was really the second half defensive effort by the Raiders that kind of shut down the Broncos.
Broncos led by the 15 points of Cade Rucker, 10 for Trevor Iwamasa. Those are the only 2 in double figures. 7 each for Cale Bird and Jonah Wooden, and then 2 for Mitchell Emery and 1 for Liam Holman. You got to give Rio's defense a lot of credit, too. They really shut down Cale Bird.
Oh, yeah. They were, it's in the first half, he was getting the ball down low. They would collapse 3 players on him, and it was up to him to get that ball out fast or try to take it up, which he did a couple of times. He took it up over and in. But, yeah, great defensive effort on him.
For Rio Americano, 17 points from Ian Eng, 13 from Nate Leon, and 3 three-pointers. He was huge in the second half.
Yeah.
10 for Trey Howell-Chase. Score on the basketball court, score on the soccer field.
That's what he does. He scores.
He just knows how to put points on the board. Jared Mikuchich with 7 points tonight. 5 for Anthony Taylor, 3 each for Genesis Smith and Dylan Johnson, and 2 for Luke Rowley to close out the scoring for Rio Americano. The Raiders go to 11-6 on the year. They are now 2-1 in league play. They also had a win over Vista del Lago on January 2nd because they got their league play underway a little bit earlier. So the Broncos are now 9-7. They fall to 0-2 in league play, and then they have to go up against Indercombe and Christian Brothers next week, and then Wood Creek after that. So just a
trio of difficult games.
Where you get into that rough part of the schedule.
Yeah.
They will see Ponderosa again here near the end of the season, and they will have a rematch, of course, at Rio Americano against the Raiders. But they're going to need to find it within them to start pulling off some big upsets.
Yeah, and some of those games are going to, obviously some are going to be here, and some are going to be on the road. So I think they will figure it out. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Happens, right?
Every now and then it gets me.
And it's that time of year too, as well.
Exactly.
So, we'll go ahead and run down our schedule for you. Busy week for BV Live Sports next week, too.
Yep.
We'll be on Tuesday as the Broncos take on Indercombe right here at Bella Vista High School. We'll be interested to see Indercombe this year and see what they bring to the table. New coach and same great program.
Yeah. I don't think there'll be a lot of changes to the system. That's a very well-ran program.
On Wednesday night of next week, Christian Brothers girls team will be here to take on Bella Vista. That's also a 7:30 tip-off and a 7:20 broadcast time. And then on Friday, the girls will be hosting Wood Creek, so we'll have that one as well. So 3 games for you next week here on BV Live Sports, so we're looking forward to having that for you. And then again, before we know it, we're going to be wrapping up the the season, because at the end of next week, then we're already into the Martin Luther King holiday, which means halfway through January.
Yeah, which is like halfway through league play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very quick sprint.
Yes.
And yeah, sometimes you wind up like the girls next week playing 3 games in 1 week.
Ooh, that's going to be.
And 4 games in the span of, 7 days or something like that?
Yeah.
That's
it's like an NBA schedule.
That is crazy. Yeah, at least you don't have to play a game in Portland on one night and then in New York the next night.
Well said. Well said.
I don't know if they actually do that, but
it's But still, right. even going from Sacramento to Phoenix to LA, that's a lot of travel. It's a lot of travel.
You could do like Sacramento to like Houston too on a back.
Absolutely,
and sometimes that happens.
And then they end up playing that trio there where you got the Mavericks, you got the Spurs, and you got the Rockets all. You boom, 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 all on the road.
Usually one of those is a back-to-back. So
yes. Yes.
Which, I think the easiest back-to-back is if you ever got the Lakers and the Clippers on the road.
Yeah.
Because you don't even have to change hotels.
No, you just stay right there. You can stay right there. The home crowd does all the work where they got to change the floor over and everything.
Yeah, except the Clippers have their own building now.
They do have their own. Yeah, that's right.
But you're right. They used to have to do that.
Yep.
With the old Staples. Crypto.com arena or whatever it is now.
Yep.
So. All right, so we've got Coach Kessler will be coming on up here in just a few moments, and we'll get his thoughts on this one and how he feels this season is going. Obviously, with the big stretch of tough games coming up next week.
Yeah.
If you are looking to find your way into the postseason, you got to be among the top 4 or 5 teams in the league, I would think.
Yes.
And you've lost to Ponderosa, you've lost to Rio Americano. Those are 2 teams not called Wood Creek, Inderkum, or Christian Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad.
No, but
I'm just saying those other teams are.
They're a tier. Those 3 teams are a tier above everybody else.
Although Rio Americano held their own against Wood Creek the other night.
Which tells you something about their program. That means they're not far off.
Indeed.
And it's just about, for Bella Vista, I think it's how do you come into these, how do you coach your team into these next 3 games, coming off of 2 league losses. How do you keep them motivated, not to look at this as, we're gonna end the first half of league play 0-5, and I think Coach really has to ignite some passion and some energy. Let's go take 1 or 2 of these games against some of these big guys. We believe we can. Like the Rowdy Rooter said, we believe that we can win.
Exactly.
And you got to inject that into them, and I think the Broncos can do it.
Well, lots of energy here tonight at Bella Vista. Speaking of the Rowdy Rooters, they were here for their first game tonight, and they're going to be back in a couple of weeks when Del Campo's here.
Oh yeah.
But a couple of home games in between. Of course, there is the one with Inderkum coming up this Tuesday. So get that energy going.
Yep.
And they really did feed off of that in the first half.
Absolutely, they did. Yeah, they just. I don't want to say they came out flat in the second half, but it just, their shots were not falling. Tome.
He was scoreless.
Yeah, he was scoreless. He usually can count on, somewhere between 8, 9, 10 points from him. That wasn't there. He didn't get a lot of playing time either. But, usually you can count on some points from him. Massa was great in the first half. They kind of slowed him down a little bit in the second half, So whatever they did defensively in the locker room, they switched things up. And they were very effective, especially defensively. And their shots were hitting in the second half where Bella Vista's were not.
Yeah, and that really is, you just look at that third quarter as being the difference where they outscored Bella Vista 20-7.
20-7, yeah.
And again, I just look at the score sheet. It's dotted with 3s all over the place.
Who was it? I think it was Leon, number 11.
Yeah, he had 3 of them.
He was lights out from the corner, and then he showed some flashes of quickness and brilliance underneath the rim in this fourth quarter. I think he got himself some quick points that way as well.
Yeah, so a lot of talent on that Rio Americano team, and a lot of players that did not play until the very end. But I mean, they have a very large roster too.
They do.
Of
They got
about
a lot of players.
15 players or so, and so they have that depth, and they were able. They had a good strong rotation.
Yeah, they did. They had
that
about
they
10,
used.
11 players
Yeah.
that they were rotating through. Whereas,
And then they brought the rest of them in at the end when they pretty much felt that they had the game wrapped up, and.
yeah, I think the only guys on our squad that we didn't see were DeLucchi and did Matson get minutes?
It doesn't look like
Doesn't
Matson
look
got in. Trevor Hansen got in for a little bit.
Yeah.
Liam Holman was able to get a free throw in there. Braden Haggerty and Jesse Tomei, again, limited playing time tonight in both cases. And a lot of times, sometimes the game dictates that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's matchups. Who do you want to see? We even mentioned that Mitchell Emery was on the bench in the second half for a long period of time. Coach Kussler saw some other matchups that he was more comfortable with.
Yeah,
So,
and you look at even Haggerty. You look at his energy. We talked at the beginning of the game. He talked about his energy and his leadership coming into the being a guard. And he didn't see a lot of time tonight. So, like you said, I think that is matchups.
So next Tuesday against Intercom, it'll probably be a much different story, much different approach.
Everybody plays.
Everybody plays.
Everybody plays.
Yeah, and again, who knows? Again, a lot of it has to do with the matchups.
Yeah.
And haven't really done a lot of scouting on Intercom just yet, as they're one of those teams that after one group graduates, they just reload.
Yeah. So much talent coming through that program.
Let's take a look at the Intercom Tigers. They are 10-5 overall. They are 0-1 in league after having lost to Christian Brothers. They're playing Vista del Lago tonight. We don't have a
score.
I don't have a score. I could probably pop into NFHS and find out. But just looking at their roster, lots of sophomores on the freshmen. They got a few seniors.
Yep.
Some of these guys that we saw last year. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see.
But a good team.
And then they're a good team. Christian Brothers is a good team. And you got Wood Creek right after that. Also, very good team. So Bella Vista, they're gonna take their lumps and bruises here on tonight. Go back to the drawing board. I think they really need to spend some time at the free throw line. I'm sure Coach really hammers them in about that. Getting high percentage free throw shots. They are free, but they like you alluded to earlier. They didn't get to the line a lot. They only took 8 free throws, and they were 4 for 8. So they just didn't get a lot to the line a lot. But I think there's definitely some bright spots. They won the rebound battle. They need to work on the turnovers. But you talk about just a really sound defensive team by the Raiders and how they played, especially in the second half tonight.
So Intercom, their game against Vista del Lago has ended, and we will get you a score here in just a second.
Oh, nice.
They were at home. They just had that up too. Here we go. So let's go ahead and see how this one turned out.
Please stand by.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what I'm getting. They might have had some technical issues with their live stream, which
It can happen.
I feel for that because we've
happen.
experienced our own. Let's see where we're going here. Yeah, it looks like it's like late in the game. The old technical difficulties bugaboo bit them.
Absolutely. Well, if you are a Miami Hurricane fan, football team fan, they are now going to be, and spoiler alert here, so if you recorded the game, like George said, please don't listen to this. They won tonight. They're going to be playing for the national championship against the winner of tomorrow night's semifinals. They won against Ole Miss tonight, 31-27. So first time in many, many years that we've seen the Miami Hurricanes in the national title.
So I'm tracking the Intercom game against Vista Del Lago, and I've gotten into the fourth quarter, and it's a very close game.
Is it?
Tie ball game, 44 with about 4 minutes to go.
Wow.
I'm not sure where the stream dropped out, but this one looks like it may have gone down to the wire.
Well, 44-44, that's a low-scoring game, too.
Now it looks like they're kind of running away with it in the last minute.
Okay.
So, but no, Vista Del Lago stayed with them most of the game.
There you go. And you look at that and you think about the Broncos and, can they hang? And it's clear we've seen that happen multiple times now over the season. They can hang with the bitter teams,
And they went down to Oakdale and
Yes.
took second place in that tournament. And
Absolutely.
they were with Oakdale pretty much every step of the way in that championship game. And
Yeah.
again, it slipped away late.
Yeah.
So that was that could be a confidence booster.
Absolutely.
To go in there. How often do you see? How often in the last few years have they gone into a tournament and actually made it to the championship game? So,
Exactly. I agree.
that is a nice victory there for Coach Kussler.
I agree. Absolutely.
As well. He was lamenting he would have loved to have gotten that first place trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Since the second place trophy was pretty nice, but
Hey.
but
You got to start somewhere, right? And he's done so much for this program already, and this is just his. We're not even midway through his second year yet.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think the program is definitely in the right direction.
We were talking before the game too, because we were talking about who's in the pipeline, and he was pointing out
Yeah.
some of the players on the JV squad, in particular when he was talking about Braden Haggerty kind of being the taking on some of the point guard duties now,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have a natural backup point guard at this point, but there's like 3 of them on the JV team.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
So-
They will have their pick. That's for sure.
Indeed, and of course, Iwa Mas is back for his senior year next year, so
Mm-hmm.
he'll be the guy. But they'll have people that can.
And
give them a breather.
those freshmen and JV players, they're going to look up to those senior players. I was under the impression that Iwamasa was a senior this year. He plays like a senior.
Yeah.
So he's only a junior and he's got one more year under him. He's already, he guides the team very well when he's on the court.
So the final from Intercom tonight, 53-46.
Pretty close
Intercom
game.
beats Vista Del Lago, and we will see Vista Del Lago a little bit later on. They're in the Capital Valley Conference, and so we will see how Bella Vista matches up against them as well. So long conversation in the locker room right now.
Yeah.
And again, if you're Coach Kussler, that second half, there's a lot to be talked about there. With how things just did
Kind of
not
how
go
they
their
shape
way.
it. Yeah, absolutely. And that happens in games sometimes.
Rio got hot and Bella Vista got cold.
Yeah.
And with Rio getting hot, if Bella Vista could have matched that, we could have been in for a much closer finish. But unfortunately for the Broncos, it just didn't go their way tonight. So that was, you mentioned Coach Kussler is in his second year. He was really hoping this year's team would make the playoffs, and it still could.
It's still
I'm
possible.
certainly not saying they won't.
Right.
But that was something that he thought they could do this year.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. But we now are seeing some players emerging as we get ready to wrap this one up tonight. We'll see if get Coach to come up here and talk to us. Some of the players. So, I don't know. How do you bounce back from? If you're coaching, what do you tell them after that second half?
Those kind of halves happen. They do. They probably happen more than we would like. One thing that I would tell the players is, not at any point, even though baskets weren't falling, I never saw the fight leave.
Mm-hmm.
They stayed assertive. They stayed aggressive. They continued to rebound really well. They were trying to force turnovers. They were taking good, clean shots. They were making good passes. So nowhere in that time did I see anywhere where they're just like, okay, we don't have it tonight. We're just going to dial it in and wait for the next game to come along. So that's what I would tell them, and that's where my pride would start with them. And then you just kind of go back to practice, and you start working on those fundamentals. We start working on our free throws. We start working on protecting the ball better, and trying to fight our ways out of those double and triple teams.
I'm keeping an eye on the
everybody
door.
that comes out the door.
So again, as we've mentioned, a tough one tonight for the Broncos. You see the score on the screen. Boy, I tell you what, that first half was really entertaining.
So exciting.
And it was a good start in the second half for Bella Vista. Rio had possession. Broncos forced the turnover, got the possession.
Yep.
Thought maybe they could really get a run there to start the third quarter.
Yeah.
Again, unfortunately, it just didn't go their way. So that's...
Well, they opened up the first two quarters, quarter one and quarter two, back-to-back threes in the first quarter. They opened up the second quarter with a three-pointer. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe both of those were initiated by Rucker. And then, like you said, second half they started with a turnover, third quarter they started with a turnover, and then the fourth quarter they started with a turnover as well. So just working out those little kinks, which I'm sure, is one of the reasons why they've been in the locker room for so long.
That and apparently pizza.
Oh, we'll see now. That changes everything. You put a pizza in front of me, I'll listen to whatever you say for as long as you say it.
I see everybody coming off. See Jonah Wooden right there with a slice of pizza. So maybe that's what's taking.
Maybe that's it.
Well, I'm thinking at this point we're probably just going to have to wind this one down. Sometimes it's just not going to.
Sometimes it just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't work to make it happen, and so we're going to go ahead and close it out. And as we close out the broadcast, I do reserve the right to cut the close out if
Absolutely.
if we get the opportunity.
Yes.
But we want to say thanks to our crew tonight, an all-star crew tonight. James Galbraith making his debut with us tonight. On camera, we had our producer extraordinaire, J.T. Stewart. Carson
awesome.
Allen was here, but he had to take off after doing his thing with the announcements. Quincy Douglas, of course. I'm George Tharlson. Have a great night, everyone. We will talk to you again on Tuesday.
See you Tuesday.